Well, fam, the day starts again. Yesterday we tried to get a little bit more fuel for the old girl, and guys, it just wasn't enough. So I want all of the fuel now. So that's what we're gonna do. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video here on Loud and Proud. If you guys have not joined the team, first off, what are you doing, bro? Smash the subscribe button. Let's go. Let's keep growing. Let's keep moving forward. And let's get right into this video. Yesterday, guys, just to brief you, I tried to do a number 0 fuel plate on the truck. I thought maybe that would increase, you know, a little bit horsepower, a little bit more smoke. I mean, come on. I know there's gonna be some guys that crack on people who just trying to roll a little bit more coal, but my truck does not puff a freaking dusting of black smoke, and I like to have at least a little bit. All things aside, it didn't work. I didn't really notice any horsepower increase. I didn't really notice any more soot whatsoever, which it's not all about soot, guys, okay? I get it. Horsepower, smoke, black smoke does not mean horsepower. I understand. But for some people, they just kind of like, I don't know, they just kind of like it. I don't know why. It's just one of those things. Today what we're going to try to do, because it's not very difficult, screw it, I'm going to just take off the whole AFC housing again. I'm going to tune it. I'm going to do a little bit more grinding to some parts. I'm going to be tuning the smoke screw. I'm going to be messing around with some stuff in there. So guys, I will just cut the crap and I'll get right to the point. I'm not going to film disassembling everything again. If you guys want to watch all that boring crap, go watch yesterday's video. I disassembled all this crap. I didn't show everybody step by step, but I gave you the gist. I'm just going to get right to now getting everything taken out, and I'll get back to you once I have the AFC housing actually out of there, and we'll spend most of our time focusing on what we're actually doing to that AFC housing to get those gains and to get that change in horsepower and smoke. Okay, so what we're gonna do is get right into that. First off, if you guys have not yet, smash the like button for this video if you guys are excited to see this just like I am. And if you guys are looking for some more content, guys, I post every single day. This is where it's happening. If you guys want to join a family, join a group of guys who just have a passion for this kind of stuff, it's not necessarily the craziest build stuff every day, as I'll stress to you guys, but it's just my experiences in the garage, sharing my passions and my hobbies with you guys of similar interests. So thank you guys so much for staying tuned. Let's get this AFC housing out of here. Really quick, like I said, I'm not going to show you all of these steps, but I am going to show you the basics of what you are going to need to complete this project. First off, a small socket. I believe this is a 1/4 inch drive. If I'm wrong, I apologize, but you're going to need a short extension, a little bit longer extension. I think that's a 6-inch extension, a 10mm socket, and an 8mm socket. I think I held those in the reverse order. This is the 10, this is the 8. I'm pretty sure that's all you're going to need, and you are going to be able to do pretty much all of these steps. Okay guys, so here is the AFC housing that we were fishing to get out of there. Like I said, if you guys want to see yesterday's video, I did the 0 fuel plate, and let me show you exactly what this fuel plate is, just in case you're stopping it new today, because family members joining every single day. Here's your fuel plate. You just take out those 2 screws, that one on the bottom, the one right there above it. You take that out, and there's going to be like almost like a little jaggedy stair-stepping little plate down there connected underneath that I guess that other plate on top, and then all you do is you take that little jaggedy thing and you cut it straight down, and that's considered a 0 fuel plate. But what we're going to be doing today, since that's already done and slid back, is tuning the AFC housing a little bit. Now there's some things in here, there's some washers, there's some springs, there's some screws and stuff like that, and what we're going to be doing is kind of janking with that stuff. And now I'm not going to be responsible for anybody who has like strict laws. Like for example, I know some guys in California, those of you guys who know dipping diesel, pretty much with those trucks out there, like if you tamper with anything, I mean, they're all over you guys about that stuff. So make sure you guys just make sure it's legal wherever you are. Pretty much, I don't know if it's really legal or recommended anywhere, but for me personally, I'm holding this to myself. I want to do this on my own for my truck. Nobody's going to take the blame for anything, and I hope you guys are going to be the same way when you do it for your vehicle. So anyways, guys, let's try to disassemble some of this. Now before we get too far here, let me kind of show you what we've got going on thus far. Here's your AFC housing, of course. There was this plate thing on the back of it. There was a tamper-proof screw on the corner of that. All I did was I took a chisel and I chiseled down a crest right into the center of it, so it was basically like a flathead, and then took it out with a flathead impact drill bit. Same thing for this little cap. Oops, don't want to lose any of these parts. Same for this cap that was over top of the back of this plate. There is a tamper-proof and then a normal flathead style on there, and all I did was I did the same thing. Took a chisel to it, tamper-proof screw, chiseled it out so it had that crest in it, and then just took it out with the impact. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take this big washer that's got this more belled out side, and this smaller one. The big one used to be on the back side of this, on the inside cup side of this. What you're going to do is just flip that to the back, put your thinner washer on the front side, and basically what this is going to do is this keeps that thing from bottoming out in there, but what you're going to do is when you swap it around is you're going to give it a little bit more play. Instead of actually reusing this big washer that was on the AFC housing itself, what I'm going to do is a trick that I heard from some people down in the comments, and that's just taking a big old flat washer, and you can just, you know, use this one factor and then also just use this flat washer on the back side of that. What you can actually do that helps out is just take this leg that's down here, just slide it forward so you don't have to fight that spring. Put that back on there. Put your nut back on. Make sure you tighten that back on there a little bit, but that's all we're going to do for that portion. Now what we're going to do is take the, here's the diaphragm. On the back side of that there's another 10 millimeter. Just going to take this, break that one loose as well. For this step you might need a flathead screwdriver or something. I happen to have one sitting right here. Kind of slide that over. Just like that. Just try to get behind that, pry this out, just like that. And that's how you're going to get this out. Now what you're going to do with this, you want to take off about 1/8 of an inch if you're trying to do it the way that I am. So what you can do here is right where the 2-inch mark starts, which is basically right below this metal tab here, where it restarts at 1/8 inch. Basically hold that there and then look at where 1/8 inch is. Take a screw or a flathead screwdriver or something, kind of make a little scratch in the metal right there around 1/8 inch, so you know where to stop on the grinder. It's pretty hard to screw one of these up, but you know, just to make sure that you're doing it as precise as possible. Well guys, we got this ground down 1/8 of an inch. Very flush, clean. If you guys don't have a grinder, I'm not sure what to tell you, but I think most of you guys, either you or family or relative, somebody will have a grinder. Grind that down 1/8 of an inch. Now of course, after doing all that grinding, what you want to do is make sure that the inside of this piece here is not packed full of metal shavings. What I just did was I pushed this dowel through, and there's a bunch of metal shavings, so you want to make sure you clean all of that off. You don't want to have a bunch of that crap in there. A little bit of something's not going to hurt, but make sure that it is as clean as you can possibly get it, just to prevent any possible damage. Because you want to make sure that this part can fluently slide across the track. Put it up in that groove. Get this back up in there. And that should snap right into place. Center up this tab again on the back. I don't know if this really has a huge deal to do with anything, but better safe than sorry. Little nut and washer, your bolt and washer back in there. Take your 10 millimeter wrench, tighten it back on. Now the upgrade that I was going to get for this, like I said, is going to be that spring that's on the inside of here. Like I said, it's pretty easy to do this. I'm doing this a little bit slower pace so I can kind of show you guys what I'm doing so you guys can do it yourself too. But when I redo this again, within, I don't know, a handful of weeks here, I'm going to take that spring out and swap it out with a lighter one from Diesel Auto Power. So what you're going to do here is you're going to take this back plate and just put it back on there. nice thing about these AFC housings, once you've taken them apart once, you pretty much know how to do it. Just keep all of your stock parts in a little baggie or something in your glove box. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna mess with the AKA smoke screw, which is this guy on the back here. Now what you're gonna have to do, I believe it's a 10 millimeter. Take a 10 millimeter wrench, loosen this guy up. You're just gonna rotate this screw in right here until you see this foot start to move a little bit. You can pretty freely move this screw. You're gonna keep on moving it. Okay, now look very, very closely at this foot right here. Watch it move. Okay, it's not moving yet. Right there. Look very careful. See it moving? So as soon as you see it start to move just a little bit, right there, you just stop. Now this is at least the way I'm going to do it. You guys can do it however you want. And tighten this back down. Now, of course, you're just going to take this little cover plate here, pop it back over that. Now these tamper proofs, make sure that they're snug too, but I don't crank them down in there hard because with your new modified flathead screwdriver style head on there, they're not the most reliable to be able to reuse and back them out. So to try to prevent, you know, future issues, I just don't crank them down super tight. And I mean, to be honest, they don't really have to be. Now on this one, it's not the tamper proof. It has a more reliable, reusable head on the back. I don't mind tightening down this one a little bit more. What we're going to do now is adjust our star wheel a little bit. So you're going to take a big Allen tool here and just try to break that puppy loose, just like that. I had some guys in some forums saying, "Oh, we have no idea how to get that thing out; it's too tight." But it didn't seem to be too bad at all. I don't think this has ever been taken off. Now, inside there is your star wheel. It's kind of hard to see. Maybe I can get it at the right angle. What you're looking at there, that main big thing, is just a spring in there. But there's a star wheel all the way towards the left side there. If you're looking at it like this, with these nozzles up on this side and everything else, looking at it like this, it's towards the left side, right up against there. And what guys are saying, what they mostly do is about 10 clicks up towards the engine, and it would sit on the engine side mounted like this. So that means 10 clicks up, I guess you could say. So we're gonna try that and see where we get. Well, I think I got as many clicks as I want. It didn't really make any kind of clicking sound, but I got to where it seemed like about, I don't know, 10 of those teeth that I saw down in there on that wheel rotated forward. So I think that's all we're gonna do. If the adjustments that we made today didn't do anything, I guess I just suck at this, but hopefully we got that little bit added power. We maximized what we could with the fuel pump without spending a dime. At the end of the day, if you're wanting to have more power, a little bit more smoke, but not completely trash your fuel economy, this is probably, hopefully, a pretty good solution to that if you are looking for more power and stuff like that. But we're gonna get this all buttoned back up and get it back in the truck, see what kind of results we got. Guys, I think we are complete with the job. I think everything is assembled back together properly, and we should have a little bit more smoke out the tailpipe. And I already know, guys. Like I said in the beginning, there's gonna be guys, "Oh, dude, that's not cool. Smoke doesn't mean horsepower." I understand. I already see the comments coming. There's gonna be tons of them. There always is, because there's the guys that are just the super hyper efficient. If there's any black smoke, your truck is having major issues. And then there's the guys that are just like, a little puff of black smoke isn't a big deal. They just kind of like, I don't know, the essence of it, I guess, going along with an old diesel truck. Maybe that's just me, I don't know. But just keep it clean down there, guys. I'm just having a little bit of fun to get a little bit more horsepower gains out of it, get a little bit more of a visual, seeing out the tailpipe and that type of stuff. By the way, mirrors should have been coming in today, but I didn't have them in, and I had to start my video by about 10 a.m. I have to start filming so I can be done by 3 p.m. And we're about 30-40 minutes away from my deadline for the day to start editing the video. So it's up to you guys around 7 But let's get the truck started up. Everything, like I said, is assembled back together. All the bands, everything is good. The nice thing about these trucks, they're so freaking simple to modify, but when you're done, this thing still looks like it's bone stock under the hood, yet you just increase your horsepower by not a ton, but you can do mods and stuff like that to the engine. Pretty much you can get this thing increased another 100 horse completely free just by doing little stuff like that to the truck. So very, very cool. Very cool about these trucks and the way they are all mechanical. It's a special setup and engine, old school, but just really fun to learn and get to mess with. Guys, they do have some new stuff coming in for the truck. I placed an order last night. I made a comment under last night's video. I said, guys, just place another decent sized order of stuff, and I'm so flippin' excited to get that stuff done. And by the way, just a couple little drops of oil under here coming from the timing cover, and you guys can see up there a little bit of, it's focusing, I can't see the camera, but there's a little bit of oil dripping from the sealer on the timing cover. But I did order a KDP tab as well, so I know, guys, say just make your own, but it's 10 bucks, guys. I'll just buy one that's, you know, whatever, already made, and I don't have to worry about that. But we are going to get this redone, check to see if the KDP has been done or not. Everything on the truck so far looks like it's bone stock, so KDP may not have been tabbed or gotten to yet, but regardless, we're going to take off the timing cover anyhow, you know, re-gasket the whole thing and make sure it's all sealed off properly so it doesn't leak, just like, you know, the nasty red in my white truck never dripped a lick of oil. But we're going to get this one to do the same thing, hopefully be completely free of any oil leaks. One thing I did want to ask is, do you guys think, and I know it might not be necessary, it might not, you know, might just be, you know, nothing, just for looks. Do you guys think I should get a billet tappet cover? And do you also think I should get a billet timing cover? If I did get a billet timing cover, I wouldn't be installing it until, obviously, I wouldn't be doing the KDP until I got that in. Or do you guys think it's not worth it? It's just a waste of money? Let me know. It'd probably be $200-ish for the billet timing cover and about $200 for the billet tappet cover. But yeah, like I said, I mean, that kind of seems like it's just for show. But if you guys think that would be cool to do down the road, let me know. Yeah, but other than that, I'm gonna spend that money on more important things for the time being. But just thought I'd bring that up. Let's get the hood closed down. I got everything out from out here, all tools. Did it. It worked. It worked. It actually kind of, no, I guess it doesn't. That's just, you know, the steam from being cold out, but we got it. Let's get this camera set up. And get you guys a little smoke show for you guys that wanted to see it. Oh yeah, we got it. It works. We got it figured out. Now I'm gonna try to get you guys a thumbnail for some clickbait. Set my tripod down. I'm gonna go for a little bit of a drive and see how this thing rolls cool on the road. I wish I had a GoPro mount. See if I can figure out something to get some video. I'll let you guys know what happened. Guys, all black smoke jokes aside, this truck thing sat me back in my seat like I've never felt it before. And that's no BS. When I went from second and dropped it into third and hammered it, before it was kind of slow, taking its good old time, but this time, guys, when I drop from second, get it to about 2,000, drop into third, and then just like hammer it, it just like sinks me back. It just goes. I wish I would have had a freaking GoPro mounted up on this windshield to get my reaction. I seriously was like straight face, like what the freak? I tried to set up the camera on the side of the road because I can't really shift through gears and get you any kind of footage of holding this 2-pound camera and driving, but guys, that thing sat me back in my seat. No joke. I'm not playing games with you. I'm being completely serious. I'll have to do a video with it like in a couple days of in the cab, like an acceleration with a hat mounter maybe, and try to get my acceleration rating. It picked up some power. It really did. And it felt like some good smooth power. Now obviously I bogged it down on purpose for the smoke purposes, just for camera show, but it really does, like if you're not, you know, bogging it out like that though, it really does have a lot more power than it used to. I highly freaking recommend doing whatever the heck I just did to my AFC housing tuning wise, and now this truck's gonna get way more powerful and way better yet. Like I said, guys, this truck's only pushing maybe now with the AFC housing tuning, let's just be conservative and say it's pushing 275 horse now. I think it's factory, they're about 188 to 200-ish. Let's just say 175 with the straight pipe exhaust in the AFC housing tuning, maybe 250 because we don't have a cold air intake on it yet. But guys, we're starting to get there little by little. There's still some fine tuning I'd like to do to that AFC housing to make it run a little bit better. Like I said, if you guys would like the added horsepower, a little bit more of a smoke show in your tailpipe, do that AFC housing tuning that I just did to my truck to yours if you guys want that. But like I said, do it at your own discretion. Don't just do it because I did it. Make sure you check your state laws and regulations and you guys understand the possible consequences, not only of that, but fuel mileage decrease, all this other stuff. If you guys want to really know, do the research yourself and figure out and make sure it's actually what you really want to do, and if you're allowed to do it. I don't know what the laws and regulations are on that for my area, but all I know is tons of guys do it, and that's what they recommended to get that job done and to work my way up to 600 horsepower. Obviously I'm gonna have to tune it a little bit different when we start to really get up there, but I have certain goals with my truck, and that's why I did what I did, and everything's still gonna get fine-tuned and all the little details and stuff like that. But if that's what you guys are looking for, a little bit more horsepower, a little bit more performance, but pretty much other than that, your truck's stock, that right there is a good way to get a little bit extra gains, and it does not cost you a dime. Hit that subscribe button, join the team, leave a like on this video, and I will catch you guys here tomorrow. Videos every single day. Sometimes I take off Sundays, sometimes out of town, stuff like that, but most of the time it's pretty much every single day here, and we don't stop, we keep moving forward. So thank you guys so much. I catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Doing what I love, going day to day, but I know it takes time and I'm patiently waiting. Sometimes I contemplate, cause one day you feel so close and the next is out of sight. But I know I gotta hold on tight to go back to just going out every night. Like if I'm about to let it go now, I can live alright, live a normal life, doing 9 to 5, but I know I'm more than that. I gained this skill, wasn't born with that. At the end of the life, it's a memory.